So this is a quick tutorial for creating a Google form in Google Docs. So once you've logged into Google, what you need to do is across the top where the black bar is, look for the Documents tab. Click on Documents, and then click on Create on the left, and your fourth choice from the top will be Form. So I'm going to click on Form. And when you open up this, you automatically open up into a form editing window. And the first thing I'd like you to notice at the top is that there are these three checkboxes. This first one in the middle is automatically checked, which says require Natomas Charter School sign-in to view this form. If the form that you're creating is going to be filled out by families or parents, you're going to want to uncheck that box, because that way people who do not have a Natomas Charter School account will be able to actually complete their form. So I'm going to go ahead though and create a little quiz that I want my students to take. So I'm going to go ahead and require a Natomas Charter School sign-in because I want students. And then the other thing I'd be interested in capturing is making sure that the student is actually signed in with their account when they're completing the form. So I'm going to also automatically collect the respondent's Natomas Charter School username. So at the top I want to give my form a title. So maybe this is Weekly Homework number 1 from the first week of school. So weekly homework number 1, I can put in some directions. Complete the form below to check your understanding of this week's material. So I've got a title and some directions. So in the first question, I probably want to make that the student's name. So I'm just going to put in name, and then where it says question type, you have a variety of question types that you can choose from, but in the case of name, it's just a simple text box, so text will work. Now, I want to make this a required question, and so once I have this question all edited, I press done, and I can move on to the second question. And the way that you edit the second question is you click on the little pencil, and the editing window opens up, and you can go ahead and put in a second question. So I'm just doing an example quiz here, so maybe I put in a little math problem. What is 2 plus 2? So I got a little math problem in there. And then I want to make this multiple choice. So I'll go ahead and make it multiple choice. And I could say 0, 2, 4, 6. So I have some answers there. Like before, I want to make this a required question. So I press done. And so now I have a question there with some answers. Now the next thing that I might do is add a third question, and I don't have a question to work from down here, so instead I have to go up to add item in the upper left corner and then choose the type of question that I want. So maybe I want another multiple choice question, so I click multiple choice. Just like before, I put in the question, what is the capital California? And just like before, I give it some options, so I could say Sacramento, Davis, San Francisco, Los Angeles. So I have some answers in there. Like before, I put a little check mark and I click done. And then, you can always have different types of questions mixed together. So maybe for my final question, I'm going to go ahead and add a paragraph text question and say, why was this city chosen as the capital? So I have some information. Just like before, I put a little checkbox and I click done. So I have a name and 3 different types of questions. Now let's say we're completely happy with the form, we love it the way that it is. What we first want to do is make sure we press save in the upper right hand corner, and if you see saved in past tense, it's already saved it for you. The second thing that you probably want to do is actually see the form. So at the very bottom of the page it says you can view the published form here, and there's that blue hyperlink. If you click on that blue hyperlink, it actually opens up your form into another window. And this would actually be the link up here that you would want to copy and paste onto your web page. Now, I'm going to go ahead and complete this form once so you can kind of see what the data looks like when you come back. So I'm going to go ahead and claim that my name is John, and 2 plus 2 I'm going to say is 2. I'm not sure about the capital of California, and I might put an answer like in the answer box because it is a really nice city. So I have some responses there. And the user can choose whether or not they want to have a copy of the responses sent to their email. So I'm going to just hit submit. And so it says your response has been recorded. So now let's pretend I'm the teacher and I come back in the afternoon and I'm curious, like how has the quiz been going? Just like before, I'm going to start at Google. So here I am. Then I'm going to click on the Documents tab. I'm going to go to Weekly Homework. And this might trip you up. You might look at this and say, wait, this doesn't look like my form. And you're right, it's not. It's actually the spreadsheet where your form data will go. So as your students complete the quiz, you'll see a row for all of the students kind of showing up in this spreadsheet. Now, if you want to get back to editing your form, all you have to do is click on Form at the top and click Edit Form, and it'll pop open that window that you were originally on. Now, this is just a quick introduction to Google Forms. There's a lot of other things that you can do with it, but as you're starting to play with forms, these are some ideas that you might begin playing with. Let me know, as always, if you have any questions.